Has World War III already started? The conflict has come to a standstill 1 month after Russia invaded Ukraine, sparking worries about whether violence may spread to nearby nations. Is another global conflict about to break out? A worldwide confrontation has come into consideration due to the unanticipated attack by Hamas on Israel and the intensification of the conflicts in Libya, Syria, Iran, and Palestine. Learn what attitudes are prevalent throughout the world and the reasons behind the widespread belief that World War III is imminent. The recent events in Israel have demonstrated that opinions on international justice and security are divided, as evidenced by the people who backed Hamas' horrific attack on Israel. However, other worldwide conflicts could signal that World War III is imminent in addition to the fight between Jews and Arabs. How likely is it that the ongoing hostilities would result in an open military war between democratic and authoritarian powers, setting the stage for a third world war? Is a third world war imminent? And what signs point to this possibility? Several major conflicts are going on in the world right now that are frightening people everywhere: Hezbollah, Palestine, Israel, and Hamas. Although the battle between Israel and Palestine is the result of a long-standing dispute that extends back several millennia, other nations, such as Syria, Lebanon, and Iran, are currently intensifying this struggle. Bild predicts that Israel will probably fight on 5 fronts simultaneously. CNN also reports that Hezbollah fighters are already receiving warnings from the US and its allies not to escalate their actions. Given that the majority of this military unit is stationed in Libya, Washington is keeping a careful eye on developments there. It's also critical to note that the violent group's primary source of funding is Iran, which makes its open hostility to Israel clear. Furthermore, Syria has already started shelling Israel from its side in defiance of warnings, including those issued by the UAE. It's also concerning how some other nations, especially Turkey, are positioned. For instance, Recep Erdogan's recent equivocal remarks that Hamas's killings of Israeli civilians were accidental, and that Israel's strategy for resolving the conflict is excessively harsh and unjustified, add fuel to the flames, even though the Turkish president himself advocates for de-escalation. Russia and Ukraine. In addition to having centuries-old origins, Russia's unjustified invasion of Ukraine now threatens all of Europe. Even if it doesn't appear that there is a direct threat to other nations, the Ukrainian government is urging Western nations to exercise caution, because Ukraine is Russia's only obstacle that prevents the aggressor nation from attacking the Baltic states. This is true even if Russian bombardment of Ukraine has caused constant harm to NATO members. Specifically, when nighttime air raids and drone strikes occurred on their territory, Romanian residents joined Ukrainians in staying up late. There was significant damage to the Polish border area. It's also critical to remember that Russia's invasion of Ukraine represents an attempt to impose boundary changes through force, setting a risky precedent that other nations may decide to follow. United States, Taiwan, and China. For years, China and the United States have been embroiled in a conflict over Taiwan. When U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi decided to visit the island in 2022, the world witnessed a new round of conflict. Though experts now concur that the two nations won't engage in direct combat, it is known that China has already raised its military budget by 7.5% to address defense problems. What can we anticipate from an international system in crisis and a conflict between superpowers? The issue in global security before the Russian invasion. Numerous events of the 21st century contributed to its genesis, with financial factors being a prominent component. But this scenario has been made worse by the full-scale conflict in Ukraine and the military invasion of Israel. Furthermore, authoritarian forms of government are becoming more and more common around the globe, giving power to individuals who want to resolve conflicts through coercion. The majority of specialists worldwide concur that the globe will not let the start of World War III due to the irreversible nature of its aftermath. However, researchers also forecast a marked rise in the incidence of proxy wars, in which powerful nations defend their interests against those of weaker, less developed nations. At the same time, Kirill Budanov, the chief of Ukraine's defense intelligence, stated in an interview with Ukrainska Pravda that a world war is quickly coming. This is my subjective analysis. Geographically speaking, we have several conflicts that, except Ukraine, appear to be regional at first glance, but they are all linked by the same nations who are engaged in these processes. Thus, yes, I do believe that a world war is still coming soon, he stated. It is currently difficult to predict or prepare for any particular developments. It will be difficult to dispute, however, the reality that the world is changing and that this will have repercussions. How to prepare for the future. 1. Stay informed. Follow the news and, of course, this channel. 2. Prepare an emergency kit. Have water, first aid kit, a radio, food that doesn't go bad, etc. Be prepared for 2 to 3 weeks. 3. Stay physically fit. Make sure you are in shape on beforehand. 4. Prepare financially. Make sure you have sufficient cash funds. 5. Create evacuation plan. Make sure you have a plan to escape city and even country with multiple routes. Extraordinary times ask for extraordinary measures. We stand at the brink of uncertainty. Let us not lose sight of the strength that each and every one of us has inside them. In our preparation, we find empowerment. In uniting, we find strength. And in hope, we find the courage to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.